All right, y'all. Out and about, taking my first video of the day. Just did my first drop off at a doctor's office. Handing out some brochures. Hopefully those end up in the hands of somebody looking for some senior care. So I'm gonna be doing drop-offs for the next about an hour, and then I have a networking event. So I'm gonna hit that up and we'll get that done. And then my mom needs some help taking care of my niece and my nephew. She's got the babies. She's got a bunch of cooking to do because we got the holiday coming up. So I'm gonna go help her out a little bit. Then after that, I'm planning to do some yoga. Either yoga or hit the gym, some kind of workout. And then I got a show tonight, doing some comedy. So the usual shit, right? Any other insights right now? Had some fun doing comedy last night. It was a good time. And what's interesting is the more you stay disciplined, the easier it is to continue to stay disciplined, right? The beginning is the hard part because, like last night, again, I had the temptation, the voice in my head to go stop off at like a fucking 7-Eleven and get some junk food, right? So I still heard that, but it had so much less weight. And the more I do this, the more I hear that voice, and it's just like, whatever, you know what I mean? Whereas for so long, just hearing that voice, I was like, go grab a cookie. It was almost like, well, now I have to have a cookie. You know, it was hard to say no to those impulses. But now I just hear it as almost like an annoying little voice. And it's getting easier to ignore, so that's good. And I just pulled up to the next spot, so I'm gonna do some drop-offs real quick. We'll see how that goes. All right, thanks for tuning in. We'll talk later. Bye. All right. So I did some of that marketing today. Then I went to that networking event. As you can see, I've taken off my business attire. I got my undershirt going. I like rolling around with this underneath my business shirt so that I'm ready to hit a workout. Just ready to go. So after doing the marketing shit, I stopped by my parents' house. My mom is taking care of my little niece. She's 3 years old, and my nephew, who's 7 months. And like I said, we got the holiday coming up, so she needed a little help. She's doing some cooking, and I'm stuck behind a bus right now. So I went to help her out for, about an hour and a half, just to give them a helping hand. So I'm going home, back to my place now, going to get organized, and a little bit of admin type work. As soon as I get all that squared away, going out for some yoga. And, this kid is causing a scene. The kid he just laid down on his driveway. I don't know why, but there's something going on there. And Mom is getting him up. Okay, there you go. He's good to go. That was funny, even though you didn't get to see it. So, what was I saying? Right, so going to my parents' house. Going to my parents' house has been a trigger for me, if you will, for the last several years at least. Every time I go there, I'm super tempted to just eat a bunch of junk. I've talked about that in many, many videos before. And just now, I have to go and confront that temptation and feel it and see the big jar of M&Ms, and And then my brain goes, ooh, M&M's, let's go eat some. But it's just a matter of training myself that no, that's not the kind of behavior I'm doing, right? It's all stimulus response, everything. As you see this stimulus, you respond that way. See M&M's, put it in your mouth, right? And I'm just training myself to look at the M&M's and be like, no, I'm not going to fucking put that in my mouth. So I did a good job just now of only snacking on things that are within the limits of what I would say like acceptable, which is anything not processed. So I had an apple and a banana and some pistachios and a little bit of cheese. So definitely not the worst thing in the world. Also some raisins. And that's about it. Got to spend some time with my niece and my nephew. I always enjoy being there for them. And definitely helping my parents out as well. So that's that. Right. And this is what I want to talk about just now is, again, doing a better job of retraining that habit of going to my parents' house and just saying fuck it and eating whatever processed, sugary, snacky things are there just because they're in front of my face. So I'm gonna celebrate that very small little win. It's just another win in a small direction. Came pretty close. And again, I could hear the excuses and the rationalizations behind eating that kind of stuff, like, oh, whatever, it's not that big of a deal, come on, you know, it's not that bad. But just remembering that, like, no, that is in opposition to where I'm trying to go. That is the kind of behavior that takes me in the opposite direction of where I'm intending to go, right? We are all our own worst enemies. If the reason I haven't been able to accomplish certain things up until now is because, you know, I'll do some behaviors in the right direction and then I'll do other behaviors that take me in the opposite direction and then I don't actually go anywhere, right? Eat healthy for a couple of days and then rationalize the bad behaviors and then frustrated that I'm not making progress in one direction. So that's good. I just wanted to talk about that. That's what I'm trying to reinforce. You know, I've said it before. The pain of regret is worse than the pleasure of the cookie when you eat it in the moment. So that's that. That's my check-in for now. I'll talk soon. Bye.
Bring it up! Come on, my therapist is a Jew. He is. He's Jewish. Is that wrong? You don't like Jewish people? I'm just saying he's a Jew. There's nothing wrong with that. He is. He's a Jew. I'm Catholic. He is supportive. What is that? The Holocaust. Listen, oh my God, I can't. Now I have another Grace in my life telling me what to do. You fucking chill, all right? I had no qualms with hitting a woman. I'm just kidding. Guys, we are fucking around tonight. Man, Yari's not Jewish. We don't let those things in here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Matt Yari.
Thank you for that introduction. I don't know how I feel about it. That was okay. I don't know if I feel welcome or if I should punch somebody in the face. You know, it's good to be here, I guess. How cute are they, by the way, those two? About as cute as Eminem and Brittany Murphy. See the two of them fucking on a bunch of old car parts, right? It's real Detroit intimacy right there. That's representative of the culture. Yeah. It is a pleasure to be here, though. I don't like when you meet somebody and say, hey, it was a pleasure to meet you. And they say, the pleasure's all mine. Like, fuck you, that's selfish. How come I don't get any pleasure? Dick. Speaking of pleasure, you ever been hooking up with somebody, but you can't enjoy it because you're holding a fart the whole time?
Someone said it.
Skylar stood up and applauded that. Well, just letting you know what she's into. That's good. Last couple of years, I've been running a non-profit. It's called My Comedy Career. Thank you all for coming to support. Tonight, I'm getting paid an old CD that I can't listen to. I don't have a device that plays CDs anymore. He's gonna give me something to throw away. And that's my compensation for the work I'm doing right now. So that's fun. I actually started a business a couple years ago. Try to stay motivated, right? I listen to a lot of rap. Rappers always talk about hustling. You know, like every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling. I'm like, yo, that's me. I'm out here hustling every day. But then I listen to the lyrics. His hustle is selling kilos of coke. My hustle's in-home senior care. Very different kind of hustle. You know? We're not moving bricks, we're wiping shits. You know? Been working in senior care the last couple of years. You get weird requests. You take care of old folks. The other week I had an old man for 4 minutes beg me to warm up his buttocks. It's a real story that happened. Which I didn't do, but I did. I helped him onto the toilet. And he was really struggling, right? He was on there. And he's like, it won't come out! I'm like, I'm just gonna have to wait. And like nothing came out. So I went to wipe him, get him back in bed. And I went to wipe his ass. I found a rock hard turd halfway out this man's asshole. And he's real struggling, right? So but you know, it's my job. You gonna be okay? This was a real experience. You're just listening to words coming out of my face. I'm the one who actually had to finger the shit out of this guy's asshole. Right? It was a real thing that I did the other week. I'm a fucking hustler. That's what Rick Ross was talking about. Fucking hustling. You know what I'm saying? You do get weird requests. I've had a lot of old people ask me to kill them. Right? Puts me in a weird spot. Because I don't want to kill anybody, but I do pride myself on excellent customer service. You know, you ever been in that position where you're weighing the pros and cons between, you know, being convicted for murder versus a 1-star Yelp review? You know, it's my business. Yeah. So I'm Jewish. I used to do cocaine, but I wasn't addicted to it like Brett. It's too expensive. You know what I mean? I never did lines of coke. I used my keys and did little bumps. I was real Jewy about it. Ration that shit out. You know? Stretch a gram out for weeks. You know? So that's, yeah. Been doing online dating, you know, trying to find that Brett Grace love. Right? Been doing online. That's how my grandparents met. So, keep the family tradition alive. I was seeing this girl for a little bit, and I really wasn't into her. We were hooking up for a while. And then at some point, she's like, so, what are we doing here? And just having the conversation. I was like, this is not the conversation I want to have. And I'm like, look, I can't really offer a monogamous relationship right now. And so she started asking questions like, why? What's wrong? And she's like, what, are you married? I said, yes. So I figured that was more compassionate than telling her, is because I thought she was kind of ugly and annoying. Just a way to let her down. I figured that's better. Alright. I grew up in the suburbs, which means everything I know about crackheads I learned from Chappelle's show. It's very educational for me, you know? I knew there were people smoking crack, but I didn't know there were dudes sucking dick for crack. That was a new piece of information. How come you always hear about people sucking dick for crack? No one ever eats pussy for crack. Where's the feminist outrage? Women are only getting 7% of the cunnilingus per blowjob in the crackhead labor market. You know? Yeah. What's that? Oh. I recently found out that when you call someone a pussy, you're not calling them a vagina. Did you know that? Yeah, it's short for the word pusillanimous. It's a real word. You can Google it. It's an adjective describing a person who's behaving like a pussy. So I went to the bar, trying to get some pusillanimous. And this dude starts hitting on me. I'm like, look, back off, you scrub. I'm not homophobic. I just called him a scrub because a scrub is a guy that can't get no love from me. Trying to holler at me. So fuck online. Worst part of online dating is sometimes you'll be talking to a girl and then at some point you'll realize that you've been trying to seduce a robot. Right? It's the same thing every you match with a girl and she's way too sexy to be on Bumble. You know? And you're like, alright, this is my shot. And you start talking to her, and it's pretty clear after a couple messages that she can't participate in a conversation like a normal human being. And you have that moment. Like, all right, either this is a bot or she's retarded. And you look back at her sexy pictures, you're like, man, I hope she's retarded. That's how my grandparents met. That's good. When I first started masturbating, that's the thing that got you. I didn't know what to do. I didn't have like a good disposal strategy. You know, I didn't really think it through. I used to just cum in my underwear. And I threw it in the laundry. So I was like, Mom's not gonna know what this is. Washing my cummy underwear. Or when I was a kid, I started experimenting with swear words.